a little blurry to me. Is it just me? Or is it a little blurry? It kind of helped. Maybe it's just like the white. Okay. It's the Bright Queen. Oh, this looks so weird. Oh my God. How can we fix this? This is the Bright Queen. And I'm about to go crazy because of this thing with my pants. It looks weird. But I'm gonna just push forward. I'm Jabria. I'm so excited to be here. I tried to record a video before this to because I promised I would, but when I did it, like it got interrupted and it didn't feel like the right thing to be sharing. And so now I feel like I've just gotten a huge sign uh that this is the right time to be sharing stuff. So buckle up. So since May 20th, I have been practicing having OBEs. And although I have not been successful yet, I have still experienced things. And I'm going to share those things today. I'm really excited. I can't wait to tell you about like other stuff. So I was watching Out of Body Stories, and this lady, Janine, came on there, and she was the most like resonating person I've seen in a long time because she experienced a lot of stuff while wide awake. And this is what I've experienced. I've experienced a lot of stuff wide awake or in body experiences. Is something that I'm much more familiar with, especially while being awake. And so that really resonated with me. And one thing she was saying, which is something I'd heard before, was that if you're a lucid dreamer, one way to pull yourself completely out of your body is by focusing on your hands, which I've heard before. But I didn't realize for a while I wasn't really remembering my dreams and things like that. But I've recently started doing the OMAD, 1 meal a day. So I've been fasting a lot, and I also have limited down a lot natural flavors in my drinks. I stopped drinking cokes, and have significantly lowered my heavy metal intake, things like that. And I've been having more dreams, or rather, I've been able to remember my dreams more. And all of this has helped me with my practice for having OBEs. So, my main target or intention when thank you for the like, when I'm having OBEs for me personally is two things. It's to leave my body, even if it's just like standing up, in my room, and the second thing is to know myself. I'm like, I want to see myself. I want to go into different, realities or timelines or parallels, whatever you call it, past lives, however you want to name it. And I want to see myself. I want to see who I was, what I used to get up to. I want to be like, hey girl, what you doing? Like all that stuff. And I didn't realize that I was already doing that until I was listening to Darnella Ford. She is amazing. Her name is spelled Darnella. Last name Ford, Ford. You can look her up. Darnella Ford, she was talking about how she was shown by her guides that in a different lifetime she was a man that was a womanizer. And the night before I heard that, I had had this experience that I'm about to tell you. It was very brief, but it was amazing. I was laying down like this on the floor, on my back, being still, not moving, and trying to get calm enough to have a OBE. And I remember suddenly realizing like it was a thought that came to my head, and it was a man thought. It was a man thought. And I was like, what? So I'm a woman. And so, you know how you have like woman thoughts? Like my thoughts are like from the perspective of a woman. at that moment, I had a thought from the perspective of a man. I don't know what it was. It could have been something like, I need to adjust my boxers or something like that. I had a thought like that, and that's what woke me up or got my attention. And I felt when I got that when I realized that, I saw or I felt myself as this man. And I had described it to someone the next day that I had this experience. I didn't know who this man was. I was like, I was this man. And I thought it was like my brother in a different reality or something, because I was like, he felt so like familiar. But I didn't want to be crazy and be like, I think I was a man. Till I heard Darnella Ford say that. And I was like, I was a man. That was me. I felt myself as a man. It was fucking awesome. And it's so crazy, like the things that you can get in like a snapshot. And the way, I know I'm like all over the place, but I love the way that Darius J. Wright kind of explained it. When he talks about people's signatures, and how in the people's signatures, if you write something and somebody can see what you've written on the other side, you can pull like the energy from it, and you can get all this information just from that signature. That's kind of how it is. So as I'm this person, I felt him, myself, take this crystal, and it's a crystal that I'm pretty sure I have in my room. It's crazy. It's a crystal, and he put it in the center of his head like this, like he was meditating, and he wanted the crystal to be right there on his forehead, and then he laid back down. And in this, I felt the room he was in. It was a dark room. It was dark in the room, and I could feel that it was like a masculine room, like with man smell, and like dark navy blue curtains, and a comforter. And I could tell that this man that was myself, oh, it's a bug. Oh, it's a bug. I don't like bugs. This is not my house. I don't know what to do. I'm gonna just leave it be. Pretend. Go away. Okay. Anyways, I could feel that this man that was myself was a very kind person. And that made me so proud. I was like, oh my God, like even when I'm a man, I'm so kind. I could tell he was a kind person, and that he really like put a lot of time and effort into not being a toxic masculine. Like that was something that was on his mind. He made sure to like treat women or feminine people a certain way. I could just tell, and I could tell that he was meditating just like I was, probably trying to have a OBE. I could also feel that we had very similar haircuts. I just cut my hair off probably like a month ago now. I'm not sure when. It's a little mm-mm. But it was very similar. I would say like haircuts, probably just like lower on the top for him. But I thought that was crazy. I'm like, wow, I just cut my hair and it looks like more of a masculine-esque kind of haircut. And I saw my man self, or one of my man selves, and he had that masculine haircut. So that was something that was very cool that happened. When I heard Darnella Ford say that, I said, "Holy shit. I have been accessing, myself. I have been seeing myself. Just because I didn't fully come out of my body doesn't mean that I didn't have this experience still, cuz it was crazy. It was like phantom. I'm more of an astral projection girl. If you want, thank you for the likes. By the way, I got 4 of them. I have a video talking about my astral projection and how I do it and stuff like that. If you want me to do another one with like better explanation, let me know. But I'm like, that's like more my zone. So I also had that in mind. I was like, okay, I can, because Darnella Ford said that you can astral project, and then you can also try to come out of your body that way. So it was more like an astral projection type of feeling, like a phantom feeling of being him. Like but I felt like the realness of it was grounded in all this information that came through about his personality and what he was up to, and that crystal being moved there, it was the strangest, most amazing feeling ever. So I think that was like a week ago. And about 2 days ago, I was practicing again. and I had this new information now that I can like do this, and when I see myself, that's me accessing. Like I go into these meditations with this intention, I want to see myself. So this time I was laying there again. Suddenly, it came on very quick. Like I was laying down for like 5 minutes. Suddenly, very quick, I see myself, but it's not me, but it is me. And I'm in the same room that I'm in now, but my mirror, the same mirror that I have in my room, was moved to the different side of the room. And what's also crazy is that it had the old paint color. My room used to be like a mint green color because that's one of my favorite colors. Now it's gray and all foresty and stuff. You've seen it, go watch my videos. It was still mint green, but for some reason, okay, I'm jumping ahead of myself. I saw myself, I opened my eyes and I saw myself as me sitting in front of this mirror that was in a different area of my room, and I had this head wrap on, like a head wrap. It was like a rose blush, like dark rosy type of pink color, and it had like the bun part, like the fabric was in like a bun on top of my head, and I was like crisscross like this, like with my eyes closed. It's funny, isn't that funny? I was seeing myself in the mirror with my eyes closed. Like I was like looking at myself from like the side, sitting eyes closed, looking in the mirror. And I this version of me, she seemed so mature. I was like, okay, girl. She seemed like so like into it. Like she'd been meditating like this for like a good amount of time and she knew what she was doing. Like that's the type of a vibe I was getting from her. Like somehow she felt more mature than I did. And it was literally just that. It was a blink. I saw that and I was like, oh shit, it's me. And I was like, am I supposed to like when I do have my OB, like go in the mirror or something? And when I started like thinking that, that's when it went away. So that was awesome. And I really wanted to share this because I know what it's like to be like practicing for OBE or even just for something else, for astral projection or trying to meditate and get certain things, and you feel like you're not having progress. Maybe you are, but you're just not seeing it as progress. And this kind of goes into that quote that I love, where it's like the moment that you tell a child the name of a bird, they never see that bird again. It just kind of goes into the idea about how in this world and these societies we've been taught to categorize at a very early age what's true and what's false, what's valuable and what's not. And so you could be having these cool ass experiences and declassifying them or removing them from importance. So this is your little wake up call to tell you that you are amazing. You are amazing. Okay. So real quick, I'm gonna get into this where I am real quick. I am at Mind and Body Reset, located in Spring, Texas. It's a physical location, as you can see. And this is where I am providing my services as my own independent LLC, along with a collective of people that have like minded interests in healing and just providing different spiritual services. And if you would like to come down, you can. Or if you would like to book any online services, you can. You can just go to mindandbodyreset.com. It is, let me write it out for you. Find a blank page here. Ah, da, 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 da. All right. Here it is. Mindandbodyreset.com. Instead of and, it's an N. It's the letter N. MindNBODYRESET.com. Thank you so much for the likes. Thank you so much for the support. Now we can continue on. So as I've been practicing for my OBEs, I've been tweaking stuff a lot. At first, I was doing it like in my bed, but like towards the bottom. Then I tilted my bed 5 degrees, so I that wouldn't work no more because then my feet would have been like that. Then I was on the floor with a pillow, and I would listen to this Gateway tape by Robert Monroe, and then I go into binaural beats, and then I got rid of of the Monroe, and I listened to the beats, but the beats weren't loud enough, so I had to get rid of those and find a different one. And then I found a different beats, and then I realized the pillow was causing me to have a headache, so I had to get rid of the pillow. And then now I'm with like a soft blanket under my head instead of a pillow. It's been like all these little adjustments because I do not go to sleep easily. I have been struggling with sleep for a long time. I don't remember when it started. I know that I noticed it when I was in high school, and it kind of continued when I was in college. This difficulty sleep going to sleep, this difficulty staying asleep. And I know it's because I am so sensitive. I'm extremely sensitive. So I'm constantly feeling, this person got this going on. I live in a house with my family. And then when I was in college, I lived in a dorm. And so all these fucking people constantly kind of talking, like, because I can hear, feel their thoughts a lot of the time. So it can be difficult for me to go to sleep. And then I think I also have like trauma around like going to sleep at night. So it's really difficult for me to like relax enough while awake to or even relax enough to go to sleep while on my back, because I don't sleep on my back, in order to have like the sleep paralysis that then leads to 944. uh you waking up during sleep paralysis. That's what it is, because would it be paralysis if you're asleep? Waking up during sleep paralysis, and then from there being able to leave your body. So I've been making all these little tweaks to kind of get it to just how I like it. And so I've been doing a lot of like soul calling. I'll be on YouTube or in my reality, and I'll say, show me, or I'll say, I am shown, I am shown, I am shown what I need to know to move me to the next level. And like you would believe it, this should be working. I saw this video on Mopai or Mopay, pretty sure it's Mopai, MO, and then the next word is PAI, which is a Chinese form of healing, if I'm not mistaken, but I'll just say an ancient form of healing, because I was uh, picking up on my healing abilities, but Reiki did not seem like something I wanted to do. It just, I can feel the energy of things, people, and it felt very limited. And sure enough, when I went to look into Reiki, that only was invented in 1920. So I'm like, that's not even like a ancient thing. I'm like, I want something like that's raw, like from the beginning, something that we've always been able to do. And sure enough, I was led to Mopai. And so all these things have been coming up in my reality. And last night, something really impactful happened. I found this woman named Carr, Claar, Casey Claar, as I was watching Out of Body Stories. And that show is amazing. It's a podcast on YouTube if you haven't seen it, but most likely, hopefully, you have. But I clicked on that video, and I loved how she broke down things and explained things. And give me a moment, I'm getting kind of like a little bit. I'm also going to cut this light off. Okay, that's better. So I was watching this interview of this lady named Casey Claar. And in this interview, I loved how she was explaining things. Specifically, one of the things that caught my attention was the way that she talked about heat and how it connects to being in a meditative state. kind of how people go into saunas and like reach kind of like that meditative state. It was something that I never considered, and it helped me a lot to understand a little bit more why I am in Texas. And so she keeps talking and she talks about how she has this series where there's ETs or aliens that appear in crystals that she has, and how she actually posted the images like in this series on her channel. And I was like, "What?" So I'm thinking like surely she must have like, thousands, millions of views. And I go on her channel and it's only like a few, like 100, which it's not about the count, but just by just how amazing that is, I was astounded it had like so little views. Because in my experience, I've seen, things with my eyes, I've seen beings with my eyes, I've seen beings in my dreams, and things like that. But I never have been able to capture them. I haven't even tried. And here is this lady who has physically captured and taken pictures of these beings. And it's not like all over the net. Not that I'm all over the net. So anyways, strolling through that series, I immediately connected with three of them and I sent them to someone so I could have them saved. And I'm feeling something right now, so give me a moment. I'm going to see if this is something that I'm supposed to share, or if I'm supposed to go ahead and close this out or move to a different topic. So give me a moment. Did I do that? Sorry. Or I'm not sorry. Um, so I am gonna talk about them and I'll just see like what if I'm feeling that resistance again. But the first one that I saw was this being that she called Esteban, what she said was actually a human that lived here in the 17th century. I really resonated with him. She said he was a part of a group of beings called the Ore, which is, she said, in the likes of oracles or seers, and that they like their motivation or their mission is to go and like create more seers. And this one in the image had something that was like, because she was like focused on the image, and I kept seeing like something here that was drawing me in, and then that's exactly what she said. And she said it looked like a key to her, and when she said it was a key, that really clicked with me. So I saw this first being named Esteban. The second one, I forget the name of the second one, but that was also very impactful and it made me very emotional. And then the third being that she showed in this crystal, and again, these are real images. Go look her up. I will be putting her link in the description of this video. Her name is Casey Claar. Her last name Claar. The third one was uh Puni, not a, something with a P. Piqua and Ane. Piqua Ane was the name of the third being. And this one, especially when she went to like a different picture than the primary one of this being, like like I could feel something, and I felt like I knew this being, and like it was saying that like I remembered it, and it was, or them, and they were saying that like just these beautiful things. It's very kind of like indescribable. But then she got into how this being was associated with Alabama, and the indigenous people there. And I am from Alabama, and I am one of the indigenous people that are from there. And that just took it to a next level. The reason that I'm saying this is because after I watched those videos of those images of those beings caught in the or photographed in the crystals, I went to sleep. And all night long, I interacted with these beings. I can't tell you like anything specific in terms of how many there were and like their bodies and stuff like that, but I know it was them. And what I kept hearing myself thinking while I was interacting with them was how nice they were. And I was saying, this whole time I've been afraid of you, and um I've been afraid of you, and I thought you would be so different. I thought they would be cold and hard and, very like, "Duh, duh, 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 you need to be doing this." But they weren't like that at all. They were my friends. It felt like they were my friends, and they were very sweet and playful. It was like this playful stuff. And then they started like showing me, because I think I was asking questions, and they were showing me these different things. I had so many dreams last night. I had a dream about this person, that person, this person I haven't seen in forever, their girlfriend. I don't even know. I didn't even know this person had a girlfriend. Don't know. I haven't seen this person in years. Just like in these very vivid like interactions with them, or popping in to their, I don't know, dream spaces and then out. And it was all very lovely. And then even towards the end, they were telling me this information about healing. And I actually woke up and like recorded it in my voice note so I wouldn't forget, because I was like, I'm gonna forget this. So I woke up and I was like, hang up. And then they gave some more information. I was like, da, 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 and then closed out the voice memo. Um, but I say all this to say that, like my point was at the beginning, if you're someone, and I really, this really got nailed home, because today I realized that the Ivan and the Corey Brandon, if you go look up Corey Brandon OBEs and his video with Ivan, I haven't watched it yet, but I realized, because I was listening to Corey the very beginning, probably like a minute or two in, and Corey was saying how Ivan was from the Darius J. Wright group chats. Something clicked in my head, and I was like, holy shit, I know Ivan. I used to talk to him. And so, and he told me about, his experience and stuff with practicing OBEs. So that just is really nailing home the importance of this point that I'm saying, 9:55. As I'm saying this, is that y- there are so many like experiences that you have on a daily basis, and these things are magical, and they are important, and they are a part of you. When you set the intention for truth to arrive to you, it does come to you. And the way to magnify and increase that attraction of the truth to you is to acknowledge and identify it when it does show up to you. Just because it's not arriving in a very specific way, that you asked for, doesn't mean it's not happening. And in fact, it could be your higher self giving you what you want, but also protecting you. Like, let's say, for example, you're like, I want $1 million to fall out of the sky. Well, if that actually happened, you might get hurt, because the physical money could hurt you, could hit you. And so instead they send you a $10 bill, and you just dismiss it. But if you acknowledge it, the acknowledgement of this $10 bill, it builds the muscle for you to be able to withstand, I don't know, 100,000 falling by carrying that one $10 bill. Now you can, level up. And the reason I'm saying this also is so we can acknowledge that we are our own gods. That's why I say it's your higher self. It's yourself that's deciding, you know, this and that, and how much you're showing, or what you experience the level. Like, you're the one that's ultimately in charge. Uh excuse me. And I'm guided to say this, and I'll keep it very general, but I am guided to say it. Someone close to me that I love told me yesterday about this experience where they felt that they were abducted by these aliens, which I don't consider them aliens, because if they're in this construct, aliens are foreign. How can you be foreign if you're from here? But just for lack of better terms, they're abducted by these aliens, and they said that they had them scrapped down to this table, and we're about to use this machine on them. And they said, I'm scared, I don't want to do this. No, no, no. And that's when they woke back up in their body, in the bed. And I told this person, I said, you noticed how the moment you said, no, you don't want this, it stopped. And I said, maybe, or most likely, you asked for that to happen, or, your soul self, your higher self, asked for them to come in and to help you activate certain natural abilities within yourself, within your being, and that was them helping you. But because you were in your human mind, you were afraid. But even though you were in your human mind, you are still an all powerful soul. In the moment that you said no, it stopped. And so that's something that I want to leave you with. Please leave a comment if you made it this far. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I'm so grateful um, for the support that I have, for the abundance that I already have. And I genuinely hope that these messages reach who it needs to reach, and help who it needs to help, and assist who it needs to assist, and loves who it needs to love. Amara kira se shirin amara kana masa arakuwa hakina sire kina so mara sho.